I need to talk about this because apparently a lot of people completely missed the point of what I was trying to say in my previous video. I keep seeing the same comments over and over again.
Extraction shooters are not for you. Skill issue, go play something else. This game is not for the weak.
And honestly, those comments are exactly why this video exists. Because the more I read comments like that, the more I realize this conversation isn't just about ARC Raiders anymore. It's about modern multiplayer gaming culture as a whole. And before we start, let's make this very clear. I am not anti-PvP, I am not anti-extraction shooters, and I am definitely not saying ARC Raiders should become an easy casual game. I have hundreds of hours in Tarkov, hundreds of hours in Hunt Showdown. I played a bit of Arena Breakout Infinite. I know this genre. I understand why extraction shooters are fun. The adrenaline, the tension, the gear fear, the risk, the survival feeling, the satisfaction of extracting with valuable loot. I get it. But my entire point is this: ARC Raiders does not feel like a traditional extraction shooter. And honestly, that's exactly why people fell in love with it. This is the biggest thing people don't understand. Extraction shooter is a genre, not a personality, because some people hear extraction shooter and instantly think
Kill on sight, sweat, meta build, streamer mentality, no mercy, skill issue, get good.
But look at the games themselves. Escape from Tarkov feels nothing like Hunt Showdown. Hunt Showdown feels nothing like Marauders. Marauders feels nothing like Marathon. And none of them feel like ARC Raiders. They all share extraction mechanics, yes, but they all have completely different identities. And identity matters, because Tarkov was built around military realism, hardcore system, oppression, stress, inventory management, ammo charts, armor systems, and punishing progression. That game wants you to feel stress. Hunt Showdown, completely different atmosphere. The game is about horror, sound design, slow tension, creepy environments, cinematic fights, and competing over the bounty. The sound design alone in Hunt is probably one of the best in gaming history. Every footstep matters, every reload, every gunshot. That game revolves around tension between players. Makes perfect sense. And ARC Raiders feels different from the second you enter the world. The movement, the atmosphere, the giant machines, the environmental storytelling, the soundtrack, the mystery, the social interaction. The game feels more alive. And that matters, because my argument isn't ARC Raiders should stop being an extraction shooter. My argument is ARC Raiders already feels fundamentally different from most extraction shooters. And maybe, just maybe, the community should stop trying to force it into becoming another Tarkov clone. Let's actually compare these games one by one. Starting with Hunt Showdown. In Hunt, you can play solo, duo, trio. The gameplay loop is very clear. You search for clues, you locate the boss, you kill the boss, you extract with a bounty token. That's the central objective. The AI in Hunt, outside of bosses, honestly not that difficult. The monsters are mostly pressure mechanics, sound traps, obstacles. The real threat is the other players. That's the design philosophy. Multiple teams competing for the same reward. And when you kill another player, you directly benefit from it. You can take their gear, their resources, the bounty if they have it, their consumables. PvP is naturally incentivized. That's Hunt's identity. Now let's move on to Tarkov. Tarkov is built around progression through pressure. Gear matters massively, ammo, armor, and when you kill another player, you directly profit from it. You might find better weapons, better armor, better attachments, valuable loot, rare ammo, dog tags, quest items. Even the quests themselves encourage PvP. And most of AI in Tarkov outside of bosses, I mean, you can usually headshot them. Scavs, raiders, rogues. Again, even bosses, you can 1v1 them. I mean, it's a little bit harder, but still. Again, the primary danger is usually the other players. That's how the game was designed. And I enjoyed Tarkov for hundreds of hours. Tarkov also created a very specific culture around itself. And let's be honest, that culture slowly spread into almost every multiplayer game. Streamer mentality, meta obsession, elitism, people acting superior because they spend 14 hours a day optimizing routes and memorizing ammo charts. Eventually, some people stopped treating games like entertainment, they started treating them like jobs. That is the part I am tired of. Not extraction shooters themselves, the mentality. Now let's talk about Arc Raiders. When I first entered Arc Raiders, I treated it exactly like Tarkov because I was on that mentality. Kill on sight. Every player I saw, enemy, because that's what years of extraction shooters trained me to do. And then something weird happened. People started talking. People said friendly, need help, don't shoot. And instead of instantly betraying me, some players actually cooperated. We fought the arcs together, we explored, we completed objectives together, and suddenly I realized something. Arc Raiders was changing the way I approached other players. And that's huge, because it means that the game design itself naturally encourages different behaviors. That's not accidental, that's intentional. And this is my main point. Arc Raiders is built around cooperation far more than people realize. Think about it. The game literally allows you to revive random players using defibs. Why would that mechanic exist if the intended experience was pure kill on site PvP? Seriously, think about it. You can revive strangers, help random players, fight arcs together. The game constantly creates opportunities for cooperation. That matters. Let's talk about the arcs, because this is another massive difference. In Tarkov, AI is mostly secondary. In Hunt, AI supports PvP tension. But in Arc Raiders, the arcs themselves feel like the main event. The Queen, the Matriarch, the other massive arc encounters. Those fights feel important. And unlike Tarkov or Hunt, you can't always solo these encounters until you abuse mechanics. The game naturally pushes players towards cooperation. That changes player psychology completely, because when the PvE threats become central, players stop seeing each other only as targets. They sometimes become allies, and that is what makes Arc Raiders special, not just extraction mechanics. Human interactions. Now let me make this very clear. I'm not asking them to remove PvP. I actually think the current pvpve mode should stay exactly as it is. But I genuinely believe our creators would massively benefit from an optional PvE only mode. Separate progression, separate economy, separate characters if necessary, exactly like Tarkov did with the PvE. No exploits, no bringing PvE gear into PvP. Simple. You support both audiences. Because right now, I genuinely believe that there are many players who love the atmosphere, the exploration, machines, the co-op moments, and the social interactions. But they don't want every session ruined by a hyper-competitive player treating the game like an esports tournament. And before somebody comments skill issue again, brother, I genuinely do not care anymore. Maybe I am bad, maybe I am, but gaming is not my fucking job. Being good at video games is not a personality trait. It's not a flex, I'm sorry, it just isn't. And I think modern gaming culture forgot something very important. Games are supposed to be fun. Not every multiplayer experience needs ranked mentality, meta obsession, toxicity, ego battles, or people acting superior because they optimize the loadout faster than somebody else. Sometimes people just want to explore, fight giant machines, meet random players, survive together, and create memorable experiences. with friends. That's not ruining gaming, that is gaming. And this is why Tarkov PvE became such a huge thing, because PvE lets people experience Tarkov differently. You can learn maps, explore, do quests, play at your own pace, and enjoy the atmosphere. And honestly, sometimes PvE Tarkov feels more like Escape from Tarkov than PvP Tarkov does, because the immersion finally breathes again. No constant streamer tier sweat, no instant meta pressure, no feeling like every raid is a tournament, no fucking cheaters, just immersion. And our creators already feels perfect for that type of experience. Honestly, sometimes it feels like the game was designed for it from the beginning. And this becomes even more obvious when playing with friends. Our creators solo can feel incredible, but duos and trios, well, that's where things become complicated, because coordinated PvP groups naturally dominate casual social groups, and eventually friendly interactions disappear. People stop trusting each other, people stop experimenting, people stop talking, and slowly the game risks becoming shoot first always. And if that happens, our creators loses the exact thing that made it special. That's my fear, not PvP itself, losing the identity of the game, becoming just another extraction shooter. And honestly, even if they never add a PvE mode, I still think our creators could do something unique with the player identity itself, because right now every interaction is total uncertainty, and while that creates tension, it also slowly pushes everybody towards the same mentality, shoot first. But what if the game leaned into social identity instead? Imagine, like, I don't know, titles, aura, armbands, reputation systems, not good versus evil, not punishing PvP players, no, just reflecting how people play. Maybe players known for helping other players become, I don't know, protector, machine hunter, survivor, get some cool medic armbands or a blue armband with some gold wings. Maybe aggressive PvP players become warlord, hunter, and get some orange armbands with a skull on it. Like, there should be a specific skin that you receive as a reward for your reputation. Imagine seeing somebody walking through the fog and wearing an orange armband with a skull on it. You instantly understand this player probably likes PvP. That's cool, that's immersive. And maybe seeing someone with a medic armband, that would make players attempt communication first. This kind of system could create amazing gameplay, and most importantly, it supports every playstyle instead of pretending everybody wants the same experience. And yes, I know this could be abused, but this is just an idea from the top of my head, because I think modern multiplayer gaming has a serious identity problem. Everything needs to be competitive, optimized, meta focused, ego driven, and exhausting. And somewhere along the way, people started acting like enjoying game casually is an embarrassment. Like, if you're not top fragging, min-maxing, or sweating 16 hours a day, your opinion doesn't matter. This mentality is exhausting. And I go back to comments like skill issue or the game is not for the weak. That's right there. That is exactly what I am criticizing, because I made an argument about game design, social mechanics, cooperation, immersion, identity, and player interaction, and some people instantly reduce everything to skill issue. That mentality is the problem, not PvP. The culture around it, because some people genuinely cannot imagine somebody wanting anything other than domination and ego validation from multiplayer games. And honestly, that's sad, because gaming used to be about stories, adventures, random moments, immersion, and fun. Now some people act like if you're not sweating every lobby like it's an esports final, your opinion doesn't matter. That's the fucking problem. So no, this is not me saying extraction shooters are bad, this is not me saying PvP should disappear, and this is definitely not me saying our creators should become easy. What I'm saying is simple. Our creators already proved that extraction shooters can create something different, something more social, more atmospheric, like more immersive, more cooperative, more human. And I genuinely think that it would be a mistake to flatten that experience into kill on sight or uninstall, because extraction shooter is a genre, not a personality. And maybe, just maybe, there's room in modern multiplayer gaming for experiences that value immersion and cooperation just as much as competition. And if that makes me bad at the game, honestly, again, I'm okay with that. I could not care less, because at the end of the day, I'd rather have memorable experiences than a high kill count. And I think way more people agree with me than the internet likes to admit. And before I end this video, I just want to thank everybody who's been watching the videos lately. Like, seriously, whether you agree with me, disagree with me, or think I'm completely wrong, I still appreciate every comment, every discussion, and everybody taking their time to be here. Because at the end of the day, we're all here because we love games. And honestly, seeing so many people share their thoughts, experiences, and opinions has been really motivating. I didn't expect everybody to agree with me, that's not the point. I just appreciate that people actually care enough to have these conversations. So thank you for the support, the discussions, the criticism, all of it. Seriously, it means a lot. And yeah, I've got a lot more videos coming. But for now, Krytycal out.